a great example without making a great example, knowing that we were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to go live. Well, we're live on YouTube now. So, oh, sorry.
Fuck you, Brandon.
No, wrong one.
Yo, Rondo, is your pull game of
My pull-up game is terrible.
Is it really?
You know how much Plan B I've had to buy?
I believe that shit too.
Shit.
I believe that shit.
Zwinkers.
He said, "I love being in pussy."
I keep an abortion clinic on retainer, bro.
That shit's on speed dial.
That shit's a
Oh, Mr. Silva, he's a subscribing member. It's fine.
Right? They have that punch ticket thing that every time you
Yeah,
get,
you get the 10th one free.
after the 10th one you get for free.
I have a picture of me in the lobby.
Oh my.
The Hall of Famer.
Yeah, why can't I level up, dude?
All right, good. We good there. Check Twitter, please.
Like I did last time? Sure.
Yes, check Twitter, please. Testing. Syphilis. If you have syphilis, go to your regional doctor, please.
Oh,
Check
shit,
your
I gotta go.
Syphilis.
Sniffless?
Syphilis.
Oh, okay.
Audio check. Syphilis.
Syphilis.
Syphilis. All right,
Testicle.
Now check your fucking Twitter, please. Shit
Sure.
rocks. This fucking guy's over here leveling
Goddamn,
up.
man.
Fucking
It's pretty
cockle.
low.
Is it low?
Very low, yeah.
It shouldn't be.
Look. Hey, cause my phone's broken. Can't barely hear it. My phone's on max. Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Well, it's because I didn't. Hold on. Check. Check it out. Check 1 2. Check it out. Okay, good. All right, fuck it. All the levels is up, so we should be good.
Hold on, I'm getting no volume from Twitter.
It's because I keep cutting it off. You have to wait.
What? It's still very low.
I think your phone is low.
Yeah, it has to be low. Here, Ronald, can you check Twitter, the volume, to see if it's good?
No, I'm doing it right now. It's live, though, right?
Yeah.
There's no volume coming out very much.
It's because I cut off the mics. So
I know, but like, when you, I know you
Check.
press the button,
Oh,
check with the mic on.
check. You, what's going on, everybody? Facebook Live and everybody named Motherfucker. We in the building. This week, ladies and gentlemen.
It is low.
It is low? No, that's good. That's good.
No,
That's
this is
good.
Facebook.
That's
This is Facebook.
Yeah, Twitter's low.
That's good.
Where's it on Facebook?
Let me just check the
check anything.
settings on Twitter. On the Twitter?
I'm banned in like 5 pages.
Water. Oh, for posting?
Yeah. The spam is real.
All right. You know what? Fuck it. I'll get to it later. Other than that, I think the
I'm banned.
audio's everywhere else should be up. Who's showing me love over here? All right, guys, we're about to go live. See you guys in a second. Listen, we're on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, and on Twitch.
I just on his way now.
Just let us know about the audio quality because I'm still working on it. I'm trying to get the kinks out of this, but so far, whatever we're doing, just let it rock. We're getting it post, guys. We're gonna start. Give it a sec.
In the ghetto.
This is fucking Cabal. It's like the Twitter feed sucks, but I know at least on Facebook I can hear these mooks. You.
Slick says audio sounds fine.
You. That's because he's on Facebook. That's why. You. Okay, good. This is Cabal. All right, let's go. Let's get it.
This is Loki. Don't call me Cabal, because if you do, I will kick you in the vertebrae and break 4 of your ribs. And when I'm not cutting a promo, being angry, miserable, or displeased, or kicking someone in the back of the head because they didn't say hi to me during catering, I'm listening to Turnbuckle Tabloid with Jay the Red Santee and Oski. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you don't, I will jump off the top rope and give you the Warrior's Way and cave your chest in. Turnbuckle Tabloid.
3, 2, 1.
Big Howard Stern fans.
Yo, you introduced me to Howard Stern.
And this week, there was a video leaked about his whole idea, his manifesto about how he wants to draw listeners to his show. This was released in, I believe, 2012.
Right.
And it's just like one of those things that the Wizard of Oz, he just pulled back the curtain and just saw that the big great man is just a feeble little fucking old piece of shit these days. And it's like, wow. Really, guy? Things got that bad? Shit. It's like Rondo seeing his favorite porn star find out that he had a little dick.
Actually, that would encourage me.
Really?
Yeah, because then I'd be like, he's just like me.
So, what you're saying is Howard Stern is not the guy you thought he was.
Well, later on, because the guy that I knew in the 90s was fucking awesome in the early 2000s. But now it's like,
Yeah.
once he got to serious, it's like, really, guy?
Really? Well, we knew that, but I guess now this thing you're talking about, it opened the curtain even more.
Yeah, and it just goes to show why the listeners aren't there. Speaking of listeners, I love you guys who watch, follow, and stream, subscribe, and especially you new guys who are coming into the fold. You guys are awesome. The family here at Turnbuckle Tabloid, Rageworks, we love you and all. And for all you guys who sit there and say, we listen to your show, it's amazing, it's great, and love the streams and all this stuff. A lot of you guys ain't shit, bro. And you guys really aren't shit. I called out family and everything. You guys ain't shit, man. Last week, we had a new... You're laughing, and I'm like, bro, this is some shit that you should be fucking upset about as well.
I am, but I love your reaction. It's fucking great.
Last week, as you guys, as I don't know if we went into great detail about it, but we had some audio malfunctions. This past month has been bad. The fucking computer crashed on us. Then issues with the mics and had to get a mixer, and it was a whole repertoire of ridiculous stuff. Yeah, and so we had to work things out. So finally, with all this going on, I sat around and said, oh, let me start taking around the stuff. Finally, we got what we wanted to do previously for the past, year or so, was finally get on Twitter, open up the forum to Twitch and stuff. And bang, bang, boom, got it running. But apparently, audio wasn't going over. And guys are like, wow, you guys have a great show. This week was awesome. How the fuck did you hear it? You're full of shit. How the fuck did you hear it? Now, if you tell me Facebook is great because I have to run it here differently on Facebook, which is fine. So I know that audio goes through. But if you heard it on YouTube or on Twitch or on Twitter, you're fucking lying. You're a fucking liar. That's a fucking lie. Unless you know how to read lips. Unless you're a teacher at the student of the fucking deaf or something.
Don't you have a specific example about something that happened last week? And then someone hit you up and say, yo, I listened to that shit on Twitter, boy. That shit was phenomenal.
My own brother did that shit. I was like, bro. And it wasn't until after that. And I love him. I don't really talk too much. Although I'm the older brother, he's taller than me. He got 10 years on me. He might be able to have a longer reach. I might be able to tap my jaw a little bit better.
Mhm.
But he studied Muay Thai years ago. But he fucking told me, yo, it was great. Yo, what's going on? I go, yo. The next episode, the sneaker that I did after that, that's when he told me that he could barely hear me. I was like, great. Thank you. Thank you for telling me after the fact, bro.
Tell me
Love
that's
you.
obvious.
Love you. Fuck. Whatever. And for you guys,
that was your perfect opportunity to be like, so what did we talk about then?
yeah, I didn't want to do that. It's like trying to tell somebody that their breath stink and you just, you just start offering them gum. You start like Tic Tacs. Thank you. I guess. As Maddie hands me a certs.
Lifesaver, bro. Come on.
Whatever the fuck that is shit.
What is
there certs? Is certs?
There is
still
certs, but that's from like 1985.
Is it?
Like what? Do you want some Violet's gum too?
They still
God
have that
damn.
too.
Slick says when I listened last week, I did not hear any audio issues.
Yeah, because I know, but it's like you heard it on Facebook. It was just that Facebook is always good. We make sure that shit. We're whores for Facebook.
It's the Twitter land, man.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Twitter land.
It's actually really low right now, so it seems like we're still making the kinks.
All right, so I guess we'll find a way to get that shit over. But other than that, welcome everybody to another episode of Turnbuckle Tabloid. I am your host, Mr. Ear to the Mat, the King of Tall Style, J. the Best Santa.
And I am the Mook Mephamat.
And plus now, and for whatever the fuck his contract is up, I don't know when it is. Whatever the fuck
We're still working that out. We're
As
still
soon
working out the dates.
as soon as he gets back to his grind and deserts us for karaoke nights and shit.
Wow, dude. Just because I'm the Brock Lesnar of podcasting.
And I love the fact yeah, exactly. I like that. That's actually pretty good. And I love that he puts it on his social media, his Facebook as on-air personality to Turnbuckle Tabloid. The man you know, the man Rondo. Please.
White Claw, John Rondo.
I like
What?
it. What?
The
The
drink,
White
White Claw.
White Claw. Which I think those motherfuckers, Joey Janela and fucking Enzo Amore, were drinking as well.
They were chugging that shit.
White Claw. Make sure you check us out on all social media outlets. Check us out on the like group page on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter at
Turnbuckle Tab.
as well as on Instagram at Turnbuckle Tabloid and on the YouTube at TRSS Turnbuckle Tabloid and I guess we're fucking social media. Twitter, Periscope, fucking Twitch. We're on Twitch as well.
Just look
Turnbuckle
behind
Tabloid.
you, dude.
I know
It's on the flag. It's literally on the flag.
I'm trying to
printed behind you.
and plus all the social media outlets and as well as all the podcasting outlets, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, we're all there. And please, with all those outlets that we have there, I know I just cursed you guys out. Give us 5 stars.
It's like you literally, fuck
Now-
you, but love me.
Pandering. I'm doing the Howard Stern shit. I'm pandering to people. I'm pandering.
to the crowd.
I'm pandering to the crowd. Please give us 5 stars. Like, no. I mean, rate us. I don't give a fuck. Whatever rating you give, it's a rating. Whatever it is. And make a comment. Say, even if it's like these mooks, all they do is cuss too much. And
Shane Douglas, talk about me bad, talk about me good. Just talk about me.
Just talk about me, exactly.
2 weeks ago, we were discussing how, like, the attitude era of today could be a little too heavy based on the F word.
Yeah.
And me and Red listened back, and we literally said the F word every fucking. Whoa, there it is.
Yeah. We were like Scarface. We were like the Scarface of podcasting.
Yeah, literally.
It was.
Yo, Red literally said, me and Red literally said, yo, if they say fuck too much, I'm gonna be so mad. So back to the fucking story.
Yeah, exactly.
it's like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so
Hilarious.
and of course, as always, make sure you check us out on RageWorks.net. RageWorks.net is the spot where you get everything under one umbrella. Why go anywhere else when you can get movies, TV shows, reviews, video games, podcasts? It's all there under that one umbrella. RageWorks.net. RageWorks.net. We do it for the culture, baby. Pop culture. Okay, so we're gonna cut the intro really short this week because there's way too much content this week.
Yeah,
We have a great conversation with the House of Glory champion as well as one half of the CCW Tag Team Championships of Anthony Gangone. He stops by and he has a great conversation with us here about not only his wrestling but also what he's going through on a daily. And Rondo would greatly appreciate that because you spoke about it publicly as well on your page about mental health and how living with it it's not a disease, but it's a life of progression and acceleration. It has its ups and downs, but when you hear stories of yourself and what Gangon goes through, if you yourself have these issues but yet have not been diagnosed or have not yet gone through the motions of finding out what is it that why you're not feeling normal, as people would say.
Yeah.
This conversation would help and help you. Great episode.
That's awesome, man.
And then on the flip side of that, we have Ride or Die with Homicide. Celebrate.
I don't know what we should call this the upside down flippity flop.
As the bipolar episode, whatever. I guess not to bash mental health, whatever. You know, people. But Ride or Die with Homicide this week. This week we celebrate his 25th anniversary of wrestling. Big show this week. Homicide stops in and he discusses who is going to be at the event, what's going to happen, what came to the conclusion of this happening, because Homicide's a real humble dude. He was like, yo, bro, I didn't really know it was going to be like that, man. Yo, they just said, fuck it, let's do the event, bro. We could get fucking lit, man. I'm going to light a blunt in the middle of that ring, yo.
Wait, will he really, though? Will we see him light up a
Jeez,
blunt?
I pray. I'm going to bring the ashtray just for him so he can put it out there.
You know what sucks? MVP stole that gimmick and did it first.
Yeah, that motherfucker, yo. When I see him, yo, I'm a gringo driver, that motherfucker. So,
Straight shoot.
no kayfabe, motherfucker. So, definitely Homicide stops by. We have that conversation. So, this week, what was that? Okay.
That was me, sorry.
I'm back. And for cutting a promo this week, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally here. We have Rondo in the building, and we will have the great Jim Cornette debate, ladies and gentlemen. Rondo has done his homework. He has a book prepared. I'm shooting from the top of my head.
Actually, I just did that for the looks. I'm
that's
actually
what-
shooting from the
that's
top of my head.
That's the aesthetics. You just have the aesthetics.
Yeah, I got to make it look good for everybody. You know?
All right, so we have that going on. So you guys will be a part of that debate. You guys can call in. Skype will be available for you guys to call in for that, as well as tons more. Make sure you stream. Thanks. Like, stream, and subscribe to the pages. It's tough for us to share this shit. Maddie's getting banned as well.
Yeah.
He's having
I
issues.
got banned like from 4 pages.
Now you know my pain. I found out that I can't do it quickly, so I have to introduce it slowly but surely. But you guys who have been watching and streaming with us, we greatly appreciate. So on your end, if you're watching, just share it. And by the way, Ray Raimundo, love you, guy. You fucking you're a big fucking supporter of Turnbuckle Tabloid, and you've been a part of us, and you've done the episodes with us, and it's been awesome to us. You're a fucking prick, bro. You're a prick. You fucking didn't share the Gangon fucking episode, but yet you shared his fucking episode with some other mook fucking podcast.
I just caught that.
I was like, what the fuck was that? We had the
Wow.
best. I love you, bro. You're fucking awesome, and he's probably fucking whacking off right now, loving that I called him out like this. But bro,
Watching live right now?
I don't know. I didn't even check. But
I don't think so. Not yet.
I love the fact that you support us and everything. But bro, the next day that we did the fucking Gangon episode, you shared some other mooks, and Maddie goes, bro. I'm telling him. Oski was like, bro, check this shit out. And I look, I go, their interview, their conversation's not gonna be better than ours. And B, the fuck is Ray doing sharing that shit? He should know better than that.
Because him and Gangon. He's
I know, I understand it, but bro, that
no,
episode
I get what you're saying though. No, I'm not deflecting from what you're saying, but I'm just trying to.
I'm like, all right, shit. All right, guys. So,
Where's the dirty laundry?
whatever. It's hanging on the lawn. Hanging on the lawn. So, guys, when we come back, we'll have the great Cornette debate. You don't want to miss that. Rondo and I, hosted by Maddie. Maddie's actually doing his homework right now.
Yeah, I'm trying.
That's why cramming. He's cramming right now. And Skype will be up, so you guys can call in and chime in on that as well. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. We have a new subscriber. We have a new subscriber. And commercial for you guys, advertisement.
Ooh.
I'm so hyped. It's a new show coming out.
Oh.
It's a new show. I'm so excited. Fall cannot come fast enough for this.
Really?
That's what she said.
Fall release? Okay.
That's what she said.
Interesting.
It's captivating, and if you're a New Yorker, you're gonna definitely love this. So guys, don't go anywhere. Stick around. We will return.
Girls, let's go. We gotta go to dance. This is Good Dad Angel here. When I'm not taking my girls to dance, I'm listening to Turnbuckle Tabloid. Cause I'm a mook.
Coming this fall, the streets of New York are filled with blue-collar professionals, policemen, firefighters, and those who are in the background saving the lives of over 8 million citizens. This fall, Turnbuckle Tabloid Network presents a medical drama suited for the New Yorker within us all. There is one man, one physician in the medical field who not only speaks the language, but lives the heartbeat of New York City. We got a gunshot victim here! Give me 2 cc's of fluid, yo. He studied at Johns Hopkins, but made his way back home. He is... Yo, you gonna make it, son. Don't worry about it. Dr. Deadass. He doesn't cut corners. He's a straight shooter. And he lets you know. Alright, so bet. We ran through your test. Seems as though that there seems to be some conflictions in your blood work. And I'm gonna have to tell you straight up and down that it looks as though that you may have encephalitis. Oh my God. Are you serious? Deadass. Deadass. Dr. Deadass is not only known for his intelligence in the medical field, he's also known for his uncanny bedside manner. Alright, son, so boom. I done checked everything out with you, and yeah, although it's gonna be rough, B, but it looks like you got stomach cancer. Damn. Yo, man. Stomach cancer, yo? Deadass. Deadass. His medical credentials and his execution of patient care has always been a confliction between hospital administrations and executives. Look, doctor, we cannot continue to have you practicing in this facility if you're going to continue to bring in these individuals who have such contingencies of finding a low life kill rate because you feel as though that because they're inner city individuals, they need our care and cannot fulfill their duties in paying us off with their insurances that don't cover their expenses. Dead ass, yo? You telling me that dead ass? Dead ass? I don't even know what the hell that means. Then there are those special heartwarming moments in which Dr. Deadass is able to swell and tug at your heartstrings. So remember the other night when you was throwing up a lot because you was thinking that you was drinking too much Henny, then you was like, oh man, I'm not gonna drink anymore, that's it, I'm done. Well, yeah, you're not gonna be drinking, but not for a while because you're pregnant. Oh my God, really? Yeah, apparently you're pregnant. Yeah, we did a sonogram and everything, you're pregnant. And it's with twins. Oh my God, we're having twins? Deadass, you're having twins, deadass. Coming this fall, New York City's own medical drama, a show that speaks the true field of medicine. Dr. Deadass. Thank you, doctor, for everything you've done for this facility. It's been
an honor and a privilege for you to be a part of this fine establishment, but we have to fire you. We have to let you go. Deadass? Dr. Deadass. On the Turnbuckle Tabloid Network. This show is brought to you by
Turnbuckle Tabloid.
This is the Viper, the Legend Killer, Randy Orton. And when I'm not punting skulls or RKOing the roster, I'm listening to Turnbuckle Tabloid. Download, share, and subscribe. And if you don't, I'm gonna RKO these two mooks out of nowhere. Give me a fucking mic! Turnbuckle Tabloid cutting a promo. Man, I can't wait for the Turnbuckle Tabloid Network. Woo! I'm telling you. Dr. Deadass.
That's gonna be my favorite one.
Dr. Deadass. I don't know. You got Disney Plus coming out. You know, you have the NBC. Yo, Turnbuckle Tabloid Network with Dr. Deadass. I'm a binge watch that shit.
Season 2 will be done easy.
Deadass. Deadass, bro. Deadass, bro.
If you're not from New
I'm
York,
excited.
Deadass.
Deadass. Ben from England must have been like,
What?
I don't know what that is, mates, but
It's
Deadass. I'm going to watch it.
Deadass, watch this.
I'm gonna watch it.
Special, folks.
All right, so guys, this week our cutting a promo is something that Rondo and I have been going back and forth with for a couple of weeks now, and it's a
Amongst ourselves, by
amongst
the way.
ourselves, by the way. Yeah, we
'cause,
haven't really like shared it with the masses.
It's
although
just
we should.
a series of.
And it's a dick showing contest. We're not sure who has the bigger dick.
I can already
So
tell you too.
tonight we're going to do it. I'm unzipping and showing the world that Rondo has a bigger dick than mine.
Wow, really?
I feel bad for you, man.
Well, I probably have it by his skin because I'm uncircumcised. So
Oh, okay. That's fair.
that's what it is. No, I got to do the Cornette. No. We're having the
Cornette
great-
would hate this show, by the way.
Oh, you think so? These
Yeah.
fucking turds have no fucking clue how to run a fucking wrestling podcast.
Last week he was like, footloose and fancy free. I was like,
So this week we are having the big discussion about Jim Cornette and his thoughts and opinions and his insight on wrestling today. To be honest, that's not even. I'm pro Cornette. It's not about that. My end of this debate is pretty much an idea that for most part, agree with a lot of things that he's saying about wrestling today. I'm not gonna say that the new wave of wrestling. I could say that honestly that I support what his stance is. Maybe it's funny because I'm the elder statesman of this group.
Which is why it would make sense that you like Cornette, but continue.
Right. Which is, are you already throwing subtle jabs now? Subtlety is not your part of your better repartee, sir.
As I sit here with my Zubas shorts.
Exactly. Exactly.
Blue Mountain Chip Championship Wrestling.
Exactly. What is it? The Smoking Mountain.
Smoking Mountain. So, the debate of Jim Cornette.
Well, we still have to go with the stance in which Rondo is a big mark for.
I hate
A
Jim
big mark
Cornette.
for the new wrestling fan base, and disagrees with a lot of the thoughts and opinions of
Don't get
the
me
man
wrong.
himself, Cornette. So, let's get an idea.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The once in a while that Jim Cornette drops something that is worth reading, I will say, okay, he has a point. But on the most part, I honestly dislike him very much.
Phone lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. 315-371-4367. That's 315-371-4367. So, opening this. I am going to just do a 2-minute opening because we don't have much time for this. We're gonna have to just do a 2-minute opening each, and then we'll explain it, and then Maddie will interject or whatever the case may be. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Been listening to Cornette for probably off and on for the past year and a half or so. It hasn't been until probably the last 3 or 4 months that I've been listening to him weekly. I've always caught him on YouTube and on the podcast and stuff. I've always liked Cornette. I've always liked his opinions and stuff like that. I always did because when I watched him in shoot interviews for years on you shoot and stuff like that, although he's an older guy, he's also in tune with the essence of what wrestling and how it should be marketed. I agree with many of his thoughts of how the game has changed so much that we don't know whether or not, as he would say, we can't get the toothpaste back in the tube. And I get that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. Oh, thanks. You got the timer up. Good. I'm not gonna say that I'm 100% agreeable with all the things that fly out of his mouth. But for a good part, for a company to have a better understanding of what fan base and what outlook you're looking to reach for, especially new companies, there's a certain tact that companies and promotions and runners need to go for. And I think that he has somewhat of a keen idea of it, which is why we see WWE bringing back a Bischoff and a Paul Heyman.
Okay.
Done, yeah.
All right. Rondo, you ready for your 2 minutes?
Sure.
Let's go. Starting now.
So, in my opinion, Jim Cornette is one of the saltiest people on the planet. That's me. Like, it's
Damn.
you want to talk about somebody, and you're saying that he's a person that knows or has that that visual that how wrestling should be promoted and how it should be marketed towards people. But I have so much against that. Like, what successful wrestling company has he helped bring up? Even as far as talent, who has he brought up, really? You know? And you had Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Honestly, I think that he's salty because Smoky Mountain Wrestling never made it off the ground. And that's just me. But, like I said, Jim Cornette is one of the saltiest people out there. And my opinion, the way I think about right now, we're in a generation where there's 3 generations kind of living in the same time. And that's why I believe, in my opinion, I think right now where there's something for everybody. But Jim Cornette is not one of those people. He thinks that the way wrestling was portrayed in the 80s and early 90s is the way it should always be portrayed. And that's just not the case. Things evolve, places evolve, people evolve in general. And I honestly think that he is salty because he is less successful than he actually sometimes makes himself out to be. That's it.
All right. I'm gonna throw a statement out there.
And guys, in the chat room, if you guys want to throw any of your examples or something up there that we could have this conversation about, please throw it out there. Whatever statement or opinions that you've heard Cornette make, put it out there, and we'll respond to it accordingly and not kill each other.
So, like, for example, I'm sorry to but Ben just wrote he's a little bit like Vince. He's stuck in his old ways, and he's sometimes right about certain things. The same way, I think people complain about Vince so much, and then they love Cornette. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, I have a statement.
Okay.
Each of you have a minute to react and give me your opinion on a thing on a stance Jim Cornette has in the wrestling business.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the first one I'm going to say is his opinions and thoughts, biased or not, of all elite wrestling. Do you agree with his stance, or do you think that it's more of a personal hate, a personal attack towards the company? Red, you could start.
It's not personal. In all honesty, it's more of an instance to where he actually wants to see a company flourish. He wants to see something new and something that we are not accustomed to seeing because we've been so watered down and bogged down with the WWE style of wrestling and its promotion. He doesn't mind seeing an investor come in and bring in who has a passion for wrestling to bring something that can challenge the status quo of what sports entertainment is. His hiccup is where you bring in individuals, and he's already made knowledge of it to where Cody is probably the best investment that he has because Cody is his father's son, which is he has the mindset for wrestling. He knows what to pitch. He knows what's a draw. He knows he has the same dusty attitude with through Cody. He gets that because if you've seen recently,
Just give you 2 minutes.
And-
2 minutes each.
you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
He has that same mentality. Put it in a minute and a half. It's fine. Minute and a half. That's fine.
Fuck it.
He has that mindset. What's his problem is that he has these two dumb fucks with the young bucks, and this fucking guy who wrestles kids, Kenny Omega, who thinks wrestling is about video games and such. Now, although he has his qualms about them as wrestlers, as wrestlers, last sentence, as wrestlers, for them as bookers or the position that they have, I agree when he says they're not signing big name talent. They're signing their friends.
Awesome. Okay, so you're more on the side of he wants to see the company flourish. It's not personal, and that's what it is. Rondo, your minute and a half starts right now.
I think it is personal. I think he just hates the Young Bucks that much that my biggest problem with Cornette is that I don't agree with most of the things that he says, and on top of that, while he's saying it, he buries people. That's my biggest issue, is that you can get a point across without having to bury people like that, because you never know. One day might come around where Jim Cornette's looking for a job, and the Young Bucks are the only people he can lean on, and they sit there like, go fuck yourself. It's just I think it's absolutely 100. I think it's personal between them, and like I said before, I mean, what foot does he really have to stand on? He's always been a person that's been loud and getting out there, but I mean, what has he really? In my opinion, I don't think he's done that much for anybody to be impressed by him. You know, that's just me. I mean, that's it. You can cut me off, but I mean,
Brad,
that's.
any remarks to what he said?
Just a quick rebuttal for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It-
Once you both talk, you have 30 seconds.
You have the 30
Yeah.
seconds rebuttal. It's not about personal when it comes to his opinions on them as wrestlers. When it's about business wise, everything's about business. You want to bring in good business. You had the opportunity to possibly bring in the Briscoes. You have the opportunity to bring in guys as like the Revival, possibly to do that, and you bring in this Super Smash Brothers bullshit. Whoops! You have an opportunity to sign big name talent like possibly like Will Ospreay, but you bring in what the fuck is the baby oil guy, Michael Nakazawa?
Chill.
Exactly.
That's my boy.
Next.
Well,
I mean,
Yeah, no,
yeah. I mean, you can say that, but again, I will say again, he's trying to be a person that is thinking on the business side, and I get that. But where's his credentials? You get what I'm saying? What has he done on the business side to come out and be that loud and be that opinionated about something that he hasn't even been successful at?
The next statement I want to start you guys off with is the Sami Callihan situation with Jim Cornette. Sami Callihan spitting on Jim Cornette due to the Sonny Kiss comments and the back and forth they've had on Twitter and his podcast. Rondo, you can start on this one. And your time.
So what's my thought on him spitting on him?
on the spitting incident and on the Sonny Kiss comments, Sami Callihan and Jim Cornette's
I mean-
relationship in general.
It's toxic, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with that is, I think honestly, there's a better way to go about things. But Sami Callihan, being the person that Sami Callihan is, did it that way. And you know what? Honestly, I'm honestly not mad at him. I'm not mad at him because if you're gonna come out and talk that way about people and be brash about it and be loud about it and be that opinionated about it, expect to get something flown in the direction of your face. As far as the Sonny Kiss comment is concerned, I think again, I'm the biggest proponent of if you don't have nothing nice to say, shut the fuck up. There's a way for you to say things that come off in a way that is not detrimental to your own view.
Right.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Your time starts a minute or
Min-
a minute and a half.
yeah,
Every time you're ready.
Wait a minute. His whole idea about Sammy Callahan is not the fact about him personally. He hates his business. He hates the fact that he can't get over. And this is the thoughts of Cornette, is that Callahan cannot get over on talent alone. Doesn't believe he's talented. Doesn't believe that he has a lick of wrestling knowledge that could fit in a thimble. But it's also a thing to where he's so upset with the whole macho and outlaw wrestling that it becomes problematic to and detrimental to other individuals in the ring with him. He states the Eddie Edwards incident, which was horrific because if you watch the footage of that, it's terrible. I hated seeing it the first time when I saw it. And mind you, I love Sammy. He did. Not only as a wrestler, I loved him in NXT. I loved that look he had before. I loved the way he had, and he did nice stuff for us for Turbo Tabloid recently. But I agree with the fact where, when it comes to the practices that he has these days, it's not detrimental to the business. It's detrimental to Sammy Callahan. This past incident that occurred with MLW was not it's not kayfabe. It's real. It's a shoot to where MLW had lost money because of what his actions were, and they fucked up. He really fucked up, and he was giving a producer's position and didn't do a producer's job. So that's what Cornette's idea is, as of him as a professional, not personal.
What's your thoughts on his comments on Sonny Kiss? Because people say that it was homophobic. People say it's not homophobic. What do you think Jim Cornette meant by those comments of Sonny Kiss? Because I think you have a completely different opinion than Ronald does on it.
Well, the first time I heard, because I heard the show and the way he said it, I didn't take it. I took it as a grain of salt because, to be honest, I would have said probably the same thing, and which I did, which is we know Sonny Kiss because we know him from the Indies.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that. He doesn't have the pulse on it because, like Rondo has mentioned before, and I agree with, he's an older gentleman. He's a fucking codger that doesn't know the shit.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, that's the audience you need to target, that you want to bring back, because you want to give them a backstory about somebody. So when he sees Sonny Kiss come to the ring, he's like, you got a guy coming into the ring looking like he just got off the ship, got off his last shift on the Tropicana. He didn't know that he was a gay wrestler and this was the gimmick or whatever it is that he lived. He didn't know that. As for the homophobic thing, if you listen, and I'm going to be quick because I know Brahma has time. If you listen to his show, he's very liberal. He's pro homosexuality, pro LGBT, and very and very anti-Trump. So
He hates Trump.
yeah, so it wasn't that he was bashing him. It was just the fact that he didn't know who he was.
And that's fair, but at the same time, you have to understand that if you're gonna come at somebody like that, or say whatever you're gonna say in the way that you said it, he doesn't know, like from Squad, he doesn't know because he doesn't, watch all these indies and stuff. But if you're gonna say something, or if you're gonna be opinionated about how the product is now, in my opinion, you should be doing that. You should have your ear onto the ground, as they say, watching these indie guys, because then
No, because I missed the ear to the mat.
I'm sorry. You're right. No, but it's if you're gonna be that brash about a subject, you gotta kind of look into it. You can't just go in blind and then put your foot in your mouth, and then situations like the Sonny Kiss incident happen. You understand?
So you're saying Jim Cornette needs to focus on doing his homework before he makes
Yeah,
statements like
absolutely,
Right,
absolutely,
would you agree?
110%.
All the time. And I also, and that goes for us here as well. We do that here, or try to here as well.
Yeah.
That's why we don't like to do commentary about certain shit that we don't fucking know about.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that and that's why I say I have the flip side of why I don't agree with certain things that he talks about, because there was a there was an instance that he's pointing. It can't resonate in my head right now, but there was an instance to where he spoke about something, and even I was yelling in the air. I was like, "Oh, Cornette, are you serious? This is something that's like." A matter of fact, there was a point with the Joey Janela thing, which we'll talk about later in the episode. Pitch. He didn't know who Blink 182 was,
Who, Jim Cornette?
right?
Bruh.
And we're like, and I'm sitting here going, Corny, like, you were kind of young during the 90s.
Come on.
Yeah.
You could have, and he's a big music fan.
Right.
You could have at least known that there is, like, you've heard that music.
There's
Took
no
a
way you never
ride
heard of
up on the
Blink-182.
fly, and like, and
There's
people
no way.
use it as theme music or whatever the case may be. You've been part of these shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get that. I understand that he should do his research. And whenever, even Maddie and I, we go through the same thing. Like, oh, should we review something? It's like, I'm not gonna review something if I really didn't watch it.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's why when we watch This Week in Wrestling, if we didn't watch Impact, we're not gonna really touch on it that much.
right. So
Bullshit, Kyle, you bullcrap.
That's why they bring me in.
right. Exactly. So that's why we get fucking losers like you. What? Sorry.
What?
Because
I don't-
you're
what?
losing this debate.
Oh, I don't think
Duh.
so, but
Duh.
okay.
Okay. So on your on your side.
You have time for another one?
Yeah. Go.
Sure. Jim Cornette's thoughts on high-flying wrestling.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
Ooh.
I know this is.
The fact that Jim Cornette makes fun, says that monkey flips and all this other high-flying wrestling is not good for the business. Let's stick to the Arn Anderson technical wrestling, the big beefy guys. My champion should be 400 pounds of muscle. Red, kick it off.
It's not even. And I'm only gonna take a minute for this. He likes. It's the athleticism that puts everything over. He likes the Christopher Daniels. He likes the working of Ricochet. Hell, he enjoys.
Mark Quinn.
The biggest thing was Mark Quinn. This week he gave him praise. That flippity flop, you could give him the gimmick of like Black Panther, which is kind of racist, but okay, whatever.
Literally said that. He's like, throw a Black Panther, dude.
Which is not helping my cause here.
Right.
But still, he appreciated the fact of that it's not the game has evolved. He understands that, but he also has the mindset of what the days of yore used to be. And I'm sounding very medieval. The days of yore. Listen, he loved the fucking Rock and Roll Express. He keeps fucking shouting them out, and they weren't fucking technical guys. They were flipping and flop. They were the original high flyers of the days.
Yeah, but I think his big point, I think jumping real quick, is that he doesn't think the moves are believable. Like the Canadian Destroyer, he's like, what the fuck is that? He goes, how can you take that?
I wouldn't believe it either if you fucking get bounced out of it from on a count of two. I wouldn't believe that shit either.
I think the big thing he's arguing
If you take a Canadian Destroyer from the top of a ladder through a fucking table and then bounce up from it, I wouldn't believe it either. But that's not his fault. That's the fault of the wrestlers.
in the cell.
Exactly.
Leo Rush doing that shit.
I agree to him to an extent, right? So in the way that when you have a match, those things should have a purpose. There should be a purpose for everything that you do in the ring. But on the adverse side of that, now wrestling is becoming, again, like AEW likes to tout, AEW is for everyone. And it's just like television. There's something for everybody. There are people like that are attracted to those type of moves and those type of matches. There's some people that I know personally that when I told them, oh, I watch wrestling, oh, I can't watch that stuff, and I put on Ricochet versus Will Ospreay, that one match that everybody shit on. That was the one match that they were like, oh my God, wow. Like that's right. You know, so it's something for everybody, and especially when you have, do I think it should be in a main event? I don't think it should be in a main event, but it should be something that should attract people in from the beginning of the show, bring people in, and then you have the rest of the show, understand? But I think that there is a place for it.
I want to do one quick thing.
Uh-huh.
You tell me one thing you hate about Cornette, and you tell me one thing you like about Cornette.
Ooh.
Flippity floppity.
Flippity floppity.
Flippity floppity.
And trying to understand.
We're gonna do a flippity floppity thing.
Well, Mark Quinn flew in the air and he.
Whoopity doo.
Whoopity doo. Mark Quinn flew in the air and paused time. So Rondo, give me one big reason, if there is one, that you respect Cornette.
Okay, so I kind of do respect that old school mentality though, because me and Red have had conversations before about how there's not as much psychology as there used to be in matches, you know, and again, him being a fan of the old school, everything in the ring has to have a reason. Everything has to have a point. If not, then it's just stuff. Yeah, it's just filler. So that's the one thing I do sometimes enjoy his old school mentality and think that that's why sometimes I think he does have a point with all the flippity floppity shit, as he likes to say and you guys like to repeat.
Flippity floppity.
What do you don't like about Jim Cornette?
He can't let certain agendas go, and I have to say that he has this stigma where, okay, it's not personal, it's business wise, but his whole idea when it comes to the Kenny Omega or the Young Bucks is just one incident occurred, and it affects his whole thought process of them all. He can't take them in isolated incidents where, look, Kenny Omega fought a 9-year-old and the Invisible Man. What the fuck? Like, he can't let it go. Look at the man for the accomplishments he's done against, Jericho, against Okada, against, Naito, like these big matches that he had. He doesn't let go the fact that these are matches that were taken serious, taken to extremes to where not only his peers enjoyed it, but the fan base, who are the ones who fucking buy the ticket, who we have to go for, are the ones that get it. Same thing with the Young Bucks. He's still with this Young Bucks fucking video game bullshit. Once they came out the gorilla wearing the Street Fighter, he was already turned off.
I'll be honest, he was turned off before the show even started. He even said I have to watch this shit.
Right, and he can't let it go because it's still one of those things. But he did admit this week that he is going to try to be objective, isolating it separately. But I don't think he can because he has such a bad taste with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Salty.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna argue that. I can't debate that shit because believe me, I know I've been there. So, all right, guys, that's our debate.
Before we go, have you changed any of your opinions on Cornette during this debate?
No.
Have you changed anything?
Hell no.
So you still hate Jim Cornette?
Yeah.
You still like Cornette?
I love Cornette. I want to get him for the fucking show soon.
Can I say my opinion on Cornette real quick?
Yeah.
Flippity floppity.
Flippity flappity.
Mook.
All right, guys. When we come back, we have, like I said, big conversations with House of Glory's champ, as well as one half of the CCW champion, tag team champion, Anthony Gangone, as well as that man, Mr. 187 himself. 5150s Homicide stops by, and we discuss his 25th anniversary, guys. So don't go anywhere. Stick around and listen. For all you guys who showed us love on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all that, you guys are awesome. I love you guys. Check the fucking audio.
Bunch of
Respond
jobbers.
to me. Let me know if the shit went over, pricks. Love you guys. See you guys in a sec. We're off this set. Deuce.